Meal delivery services. They've been around for quite a long time now, and the basic idea is that you choose a handful of recipes and they then send you the exact ingredients you need to make those meals. This means that there's less food waste overall, and that you also get to try dishes that you maybe wouldn't have done otherwise. Now, there are loads of different companies offering these services, and a few weeks ago I tried one of the largest and most sponsored, HelloFresh. And in that video I had comments from people saying that they loved it, hated it, and this comment from someone saying that they prefer Gousto's boxes. So I've ordered one. And now we're gonna open this box and take a look together for the first time. As I'm just opening this box up, I will just say off the bat, this has already impressed me more than the HelloFresh one did. If you watched that video, you'll know that my overall consensus was that it's not brilliant, especially if you've got dietary requirements. But Gousto had, if anything, too many recipes. There was over 30 options just for a plant-based diet, and they had specific categories that you could look at for keto, low calorie, high protein. So straight off the bat, already a better option. Now, I ordered 5 meals, all of them completely vegan, which that wasn't even something I could do with the HelloFresh boxes. I actually don't remember which meals I ordered, but we're gonna start having a look now and see what we have got. Okay, so already this is slightly different than the HelloFresh box. With the HelloFresh one, everything was in its own like little packages with numbers on, and all the ingredients for each recipe was in the boxes. However, if you have a look in here, this is literally just a bag of all the loose condiments. So this is all the things like veggie powders, stock mixes, peanut butter. So I'm guessing that Gousto does work slightly differently, and it just gives you everything in a loose box. So that might be a bit more annoying when it comes to finding what you need for each recipe. So we have the bag with all the loose items, some pak choy, spaghetti, noodles. To be honest, there's absolutely tons in here. I know I've got 5 recipes, but this is a lot more food than I was expecting to get. I mean, maybe Gousto doesn't give you recipe cards. I know that on the app already it has got the recipes in there, because I did actually get a notification from them saying that one of the items had to be swapped out. Actually, this one of the items said it was supposed to come with chives, and they've instead sent me fresh parsley. So apparently they've changed that in the recipe. But I would have thought it'd still come with recipe cards as well. Yeah, here they are. Let's get all the rest of the food out first. God, there's absolutely tons. Look how tiny that little shallot is. Is there actually even any point in that? It's actually quite cute. Okay. So everything in the box, all of this stuff that you can see here at the moment, this all came loose just in the box, but then there is a separate section that has these ice packs in. Now this has actually been sat in my living room for a good few hours. I mean, this got delivered at about 11 o'clock and it's like 3:30 now, and this is still rock solid. So that's done a good job at keeping everything insulated. But in the little fridge box, we've got a pack of cabbage coleslaw, 2 blocks of tofu, some pulled mushroom meat. And then right at the bottom, we have got our recipe cards. So this is everything that's come in the boxes. It's actually quite a lot of food, to be honest. Now, I did get the ones for 2 recipes, which that's another pro that Gousto has had so far on HelloFresh. One of my criticisms for HelloFresh is that it wasn't really made for one person. All them recipes were made for 2 people, but there actually is an option with Gousto to choose 1 serving. However, to get the best money and the best value, I did choose 5 meals, 2 servings, and most of the things that I've got said that they're good for up to 7 days. So the theory is I can cook each one and have 2 meals. So out of this, I've got 10 days worth of main meals, which is not bad, because I think I paid like £15. Now that was with a discount code, so full disclosure, but I did pay that out of my own money. This is not a sponsored video or anything like that, but these are the recipes that I have got. So we've gone for the Chinese style mushrooms with brown rice, peanut butter veg packed udon noodles, sticky sweet chili tofu bowl with smashed cucumbers, plant-based creamy truffle mushroom spaghetti, and spicy veggie noodles with scrambled tofu. Now, another thing that I like about Gousto already compared to HelloFresh is that not only is there so much more options for food in terms of dietary requirements, they also have a lot more options for cooking styles as well. So not only have I managed to get 5 completely plant-based recipes, 4 of them are also quick cook recipes as well, which for me, as someone that doesn't like to spend hours in a kitchen, is really, really good. Now, what we're going to do with the rest of this video is, as with the HelloFresh video, I am going to be rating each one of these meals on a scale of 5. I'm going to do that in the same categories as the last last one. Ease of cooking, taste and portion size, but we're also actually going to add in another category this time, which is, would I actually make this meal again? This recipe is going to be the longest to cook, so I think I'm going to do this one first. So I'm going to head downstairs to the kitchen. I'm going to get started with tonight's dinner. So I'm in the kitchen and I've got all the ingredients for meal number 1 on the counter just behind me. I've picked them all out already. And just as a reminder, the first meal we're making is the sweet sticky chili tofu and smashed peanut butter cucumbers. Now this meal says it takes about 20 to 30 minutes. However, I don't want to wait that long and I'm pretty convinced I can do it quicker. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! See? Told you I could do it in less than 10 minutes. So our first Gousto meal is prepped. It's time to give it its ratings. In terms of ease, it said 20 to 30 minutes. It took 20 to 30 minutes. Can't complain on that one. Recipe was pretty straightforward. And one thing that I will give Gousto over HelloFresh as well is that their cupboard staples are actually cupboard staples. The only things that they asked me to include that weren't in the recipe kit were salt, pepper and vegetable oil. I can make peace with that, so I'm happy with that one. In terms of portion size, I think we can all agree that is a pretty hefty portion size. Don't think I'm going to be going hungry on this one. But most importantly is, how does it taste? Let's give it a go. So I've got a little bit of everything on that forkful. That's really good. This is the sort of meal that I thought I would enjoy, but honestly, that is so much better than I was anticipating. This whole thing just goes together really, really well. The sweetness from the chili sauce goes really well with the savory from the peanut butter. Got a little bit of crunch from the vegetables. Looking at the recipes, it already was probably going to be one of my favorites, but we're starting off really strong. I'm really impressed with this, and it's a 4.5 out of 5 for meal number 1. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Alright, so we're back in the kitchen. It's time for meal number 2. We've got 4 recipes left to decide from, but this time we're going to let the fates choose which one we have got. Now these are all 10-minute recipes, so they should all take the same time, and we're going to go for this one. Okay, so meal number 2 is going to be the plant-based creamy mushroom truffle spaghetti. I'm actually quite excited to try this. This was one of the definite favourites that I picked out from the 5 recipes. I was really impressed with recipe number 1, the sweet chili tofu. I do think this should be able to compete with it quite well, but is it going to be as good? We're going to have to find out. Let's get cooking. Here is our finished meal number 2, our creamy truffle mushroom spaghetti. Honestly, I wish I could smell this through the camera because it smells so good and I can't wait to try it. But first of all, need to give it its ratings. How easy was this to cook? Honestly, 4.5, maybe even a 5 out of 5. One of the easiest recipes so far. From what I'm seeing from Gousto, I'm really impressed with how simple their recipes are to follow. A lot easier than HelloFresh's. In terms of portion size, once again, I'm going to give that a 4.5 out of 5. That's a pretty hefty portion, especially with something like pasta that's quite filling. And number 3, most importantly, is its taste. Yeah, once again, that is absolutely delicious. That, without a doubt, is a 5 out of 5. I had a feeling that I was going to like this before cooking it anyway. I'm a sucker for anything pasta, carbonaras, absolutely. But this is really, really, really tasty. Definitely a 5 out of 5. For question 4, would I make this again? 100% I would. Really impressed with Gousto so far. So I'm about to prepare meal number 3 and I'm coming to you once again from the kitchen, but this time from a slightly different angle in order to keep things more interesting for your viewing pleasure. Please subscribe. Anyway, today's meal is going to be the veggie packed peanut butter udon noodles, and they're going to be ready in 3, 2, 1. Did that work? Here is the completed peanut butter udon. Now before we taste it, we need to give it its ratings. It's already been a 10-minute recipe. If I'm being completely honest, this one was a little bit stressful. Now the recipe itself was really simple to follow, but it had you doing multiple steps all at the same time, and I did find myself getting a little bit flustered, so If you was going to try this one, I'd maybe recommend doing all your prep before starting the cooking. That's going to save you a little bit of stress. But in terms of actually making the food, it was pretty much a one pan and done kind of thing. So it was still pretty easy, just a little bit stressful. For the overall cooking, I'm probably only going to have to give this a 3 out of 5, purely because the way that the instructions tell you to do it is just a little bit too complicated. Portion size, I think we can agree once again, this is a 5 out of 5. This is a pretty decent portion size. If anything, I think I'm not going to be able to finish this. But time for the favourite one, and that's the taste test. Once again, this is a 5 out of 5. I'm really, really impressed with Gousto so far. None of the meals have missed, and everything's just been a 5 out of 5 in terms of flavour. Now, I've only got 2 recipes left to have, and I'm hoping we can continue this trend of the meals being really good, but we're going to have to wait till tomorrow and find that one out. So time has come. I know you're all very sad, but it is officially time to cook our last Gousto meal. Spicy veggie tofu scrambled noodles. That was a mouthful. Let's see if we can end on a high. And there we have it, our last Gousto meal prepared and ready to go. So you know what that means. First of all, we need to give it its ratings. In terms of cooking, doesn't surprise you at this point that all these recipes are pretty straightforward. I ordered mostly the 10-minute ones. This was another one of those. Now I did do this one wrong, but that's definitely a me error. I got a bit flustered with the cooking, completely skipped an instruction, and it took me twice as long. The recipe itself though is pretty simple to follow if you are a literate adult. In terms of portion size, I actually think this one is slightly not as big as some of the others. It is slightly low in calories. This is one of the healthy options. In terms of portion size for this one, probably have to give it a 3 out of 5. Also, completely skipped over giving the recipe a rating. I'd give that once again 4 out of 5. Pretty happy with all the recipes. They've all been pretty straightforward. The one that we're all here to know, taste test. It's time to taste test our final Gousto meal. Let's see if we're ending on a high or if we're ending with some disappointment. Once again, knocked out of the park. 5 out of 5. I've been thoroughly impressed with all these Gousto recipes, much more than I was with HelloFresh. So again, for the final time, would I make this again? Yes, I would. If you've watched at this point in the video, first of all, thank you, really appreciate it. If you want to hit the subscribe button, that would be fab. Secondly, probably comes as no surprise when I tell you that I have been thoroughly impressed with Gousto. From my experience, everything about it well and truly exceeds the experience that I had with HelloFresh. Ultimately, that was a bit of a disappointment and quite overpriced for what it was. I feel like Gousto's pricing is not only fair, but they provide a much better service. They have a wider variety of meals that are easier to cook, better proportioned, and they don't have heaps of ingredients that aren't also included in the recipe cards. In fact, fact, I was so impressed with Gousto overall that since recording the last part of the video, I have actually ordered and used 2 more boxes because I also procrastinated and forgot to film this outro for about a month and a half. So if that doesn't tell you how much I really enjoyed the product, then I don't really know what will. Ultimately, would I recommend Gousto? 100% I would. I feel like no matter what your diet is, what sort of food you like, they have like 200 recipes every single week. Absolutely, there will be something there for you. And if you do want to try Gousto for yourself, I will actually leave a link in the description of the video that will give you 65% off, so you can go ahead and try it out for yourselves. Otherwise, thanks for watching this video, guys. Really appreciate it. If you do enjoy this content, a subscribe to the channel would be absolutely and well and truly appreciated. It is completely free, doesn't cost you anything, means a lot to me. Thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next one.